Hello and welcome to Norwood News. Today is Friday, May 15th, and I'm your host, Krista McDonald. During Wednesday night school committee meeting, Superintendent Thompson announced the next Oldham school principal.
We have chosen a new principal for the Oldham School. He will start July 1. Stephen Olson will be joining us. He is the Chief Academic Officer right now at Seven Hills Charter School in Worcester, and he is right now planning to spend some time with us, probably virtually, but with groups over the spring. Going forward, we're very excited to have him join us.
We were able to talk to Mr. Olson about his new role as principal of the Oldham.
I was really excited. I mean, I'm also pretty straightforward, and I had already told the superintendent and the assistant superintendent that I was in the process for a few positions, but Norwood really was my number one. That was the one I was hoping to get. If I had, there are other positions where I would have to think about it, and I didn't know, but I knew if I was offered this position, I would say yes. This is the one I wanted, and it was a community that really right to me, so I'm excited. And I think that I mean, as with anything when you're new, I'm really looking forward to getting to know the community and really meeting people and talking to them and seeing everything that I read about in action, and then starting to really talk to folks about where my expertise could be most helpful and how I continue moving the trajectory of success that I've been seeing in the numbers and that I've been reading about at the Oldham School. So I think I'm looking forward to getting to know all of the minutia, the day-to-day sort of stuff, and really getting to building the relationships, and most important to build the students, being with them during lunch and recess and in the halls, really getting to know the students and building those relationships with all the humans in the building.
Congrats, Mr. Olson. We are very excited to have you here in Norwood. In more school news, administrators and students at Norwood High School have been busy planning their end-of-year seniors events. COVID-19 has had a major impact on how events can be held. Principal Dr. Hugh Galligan has sent an email to parents and students that provides updates on the various events. Included in the email is a video that explains this year's high school graduation. Let's watch this video now.
Hello, class of 2020. This is Dr. Galligan, your principal, and I'm coming to you live in front of the school in my robe, my graduation gown. And you might ask yourself, why on earth is Dr. Galligan doing this? And the reason I am doing it is to give you a very important announcement regarding graduation for the class of 2020. I want to back up and thank a couple people for their help during this process. We had a really comprehensive committee of people from the school committee, the superintendent, the health department, the police department, and school staff. We also had another group of your class officers soliciting feedback from the students in the class of 2020 and providing it directly to me on multiple occasions to come to this conclusion. And so here we are, and I want to let you know that on May 31st, we will gather here in an appropriate and safe way to commence your Norwood High School careers. So here's the plan. On that day, you will meet in a couple satellite locations in a group of 40 in your cars with your immediate family. Some people will meet at the Willett School and some people will meet at the Cleveland School. I have sent you a very detailed email with all of the information, but wanted to present myself here to speak to you in real time too. Then, in groups of 40, you will proceed via police escort to the high school. You will proceed around the entire school, coming in from the Rotary and coming around, making your way to the front of the school. Along the way, we've got lots of surprises. We're going to pull out all the stops for you to make this a truly memorable and special event. Here, in front of the school, just like they used to do in the old days, I'm told that Norwood High School's original graduations happened right in front of the pillars on the steps. And we're going to return to that tradition this year just for you. And just like they did, you are going to have an opportunity to pull up in your car with your immediate family, walk out, receive your diploma, hear your name being called in front of your family. Your future plans will be announced, receive any scholarships and awards that you have worked so hard for, and have an opportunity to have your picture taken here. Now, this is a way for us to come together and honor the elements that you as a class told us that were really important to honor. That moment of graduating. We want to preserve that. And we recognize that it might be not exactly what you had dreamed of, what you had hoped for. But here's how I want to spin this, and here's how I propose that you think about it too. Well, the conditions that we find ourselves in lead us to something like this that breaks tradition of the graduation on the field that you probably envisioned. The truth is, those graduations are the same from year to year, and they don't really do anything in particular to honor those young men and women that come before us on that day. It's the same. This is for you, for the class of 2020. And while we find ourselves in a challenging situation, I want us to make the most out of it and come together, because if there's one thing I know about Norwood High School and the community of Norwood, we come together during challenging times, and we value these relationships that we have and the trust that we have. I ask you to have trust in us and the people that made this decision and that contributed to it, and know that this is going to be a really, really special event. I encourage you to read through my message in detail. There's a lot of details in there, and there'll be more to come after this. I want to thank you so much for your support. Congratulations, class of 2020. We will see you on May 31st to commemorate your achievements here in front of Norwood High School.
We'll be right back after this break for some more town news.
Hi, this is Courtney Rao-Rogers from the League of Women Voters Norwood with an exciting announcement about Candidates Night for our municipal election. The League has paired up with Norwood Community Media to bring you a virtual Candidates Night. Please tune in on Thursday, May 28th at 7 p.m. We will be broadcasting a live forum with the candidates for Board of Selectmen. They will be safely at home, just like you, answering questions from the League and from residents. If you wish to submit a question for the candidates, please email the League by Tuesday, May 26th to give us time to review the questions and make them available to NCM and our moderator. Our email is lwvnorwoodma@gmail.com. We are excited to bring this new version of an old favorite to you, and we hope you tune in. Thank you, and remember, voting matters.
Welcome back. The thought of going to the grocery store can be overwhelming for some people, and in some cases not readily accessible during these times. That's why local businesses like Castle Island Brewing and Katsarobis Bros have teamed up to provide fresh produce baskets for local residents available for pickup at Castle Island's Norwood Taproom.
Katsarobis reached out to us, and they had the idea. They worked on it with a couple of other locations as like the pre-order pop-up kind of setup, and they were pretty successful, and they were looking to do it in just different hubs and approached us because we're a pretty nice central location of a bunch of different towns in this area who would be interested in something like that. We kind of wanted to just provide a service for the community, be able to get a great value on some really nice produce that normally would be going to restaurants and things like that. But because of the shutdown, they've lost a lot of business, like a lot of industries have, and sought out a different way to get the vegetables and everything out into the community. So they can just order directly through our online to-go pickup service website, castleislandtogo.com, and it will be right at the top. There's a pre-orders section where we also do pre-orders for upcoming releases and things of that nature.
Thanks, Derek. A reminder, you do not have to purchase Castle Island products to be eligible for a food basket. You can place your orders online at their online order website, castleislandtogo.com. It's not very often you're able to say that you're going to be written about in the history books, but right now we are living history. The Norwood Historical Society is currently archiving and documenting the current COVID-19 pandemic, and they are asking for the Norwood community's help. Megan Corbett had a chance to talk to Norwood Historical Society President Cashman Prince.
Thanks, Kristen. I'm here now with Cashman Prince, who is the president of the Norwood Historical Society. Thanks, Cashman, for joining us.
Thank you so much for your time and having us.
So we're making history right now with this pandemic. There is no doubt about this. So what is the Historical Society doing?
So we are absolutely living through a historical moment. We are trying to collect people's responses and interactions. So we've got two different things going on. We are maintaining a timeline. So you can see that on our website, norwoodhistoricalsociety.org. And it's a timeline of the spread of the disease, the pronouncements, various sort of official things that have happened as this went forward. It includes Tony Mizuko having been one of the first to be diagnosed and so on. So it's a timeline to try and help us all orient and remember. And then the second thing that we're doing is we're collecting what I've been calling quarantine diaries. So this is not original to us. The first people I saw doing it were the Framingham Historical Society. And they put out a Google sheet, and it was pretty much like a line a day old diary, very open-ended. So I know I don't do well with those. And I thought, well, let's do something with specific prompts every day. So other organizations, societies have been doing that. And we're using some of the same questions and adding to it. And we're basically giving people a daily prompt. And we're asking, what has this been like for you? What is your experience? What do you miss? What do you want to do when the quarantine is over? And so the idea here is, we're trying to document what we're living through. It's for our sake. The timeline is kind of great for us just to remember and orient ourselves now that time has no meaning. But the rest is really looking forward to the future. When researchers come to write the history of this COVID-19 pandemic, this will be that primary source material for them. So that's
so can anyone do this in Norwood?
Absolutely, anyone can do this. We know that some of the school students are being asked to keep a diary. We have reached out to the school superintendent. We're trying to see if they'll let us archive some of that material. We've reached out to the town managers, to Segal Reese in the health department, asking if they've got material now or later to archive. People can answer the questions on our website and submit them there. If you want to record a video, just grab your smartphone, record a little video talking to us about your experiences. We'll take it.
Awesome. So I think NCM is going to have some material for you to archive here.
Wonderful.
Awesome.
Wonderful.
Awesome. Yes. Yeah, no, we have plenty. So
well, that is absolutely our mission. It's preserving and presenting Norwood's history. So this is it. This is what we're trying to do.
That's really cool. Do you have anything else for the public? Obviously, go to your website, reach out to the Historical Society with any questions, fill out the forms, keep a diary. I think it's all a great idea.
We are putting the questions out on social media as well. So you can find it on our Facebook or Instagram feeds every day. The prompts are there. Please don't feel limited to that. And I guess the other thing I would point out is a lot of your viewers might have seen that Dr. Patty Fanning with the Old Parish Preservation Volunteers, they've been posting, Norwood has seen this before. So they're going back and they're pulling details, highlights, episodes from her history of the 1918 flu pandemic in Norwood. The future researchers can only do something like that if we have this material. So that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to make it possible to write that history somewhere down the line.
That's incredibly important, for the future and to look back on, because we are part of history right now. Like this is,
absolutely.
You study history in school. This is history. This is what people are going to study, down the road, which is, it's pretty incredible to think about, and nothing lasts forever. So hopefully it's over soon. But this is incredible. People, please go to the Historical Society's website, go to Facebook, call them, email them, anything will be, a
email
big
is
help.
better right now.
All right, perfect. Perfect. Email. I totally get that. But Cashman, I really appreciate you taking the time. NCM will definitely be submitting some videos, I think, and maybe we'll have to do a diary entry too.
Wonderful. We welcome it.
All right. Thank you so much for being with us. And back to you, Kristen.
Stay tuned after this break for some school and government news.
Hello friends, this is Ted Mulvihill, Director of Veteran Services for the town of Norwood, with a brief update on our Memorial Day observances. We're here at beautiful Highland Cemetery in front of the chapel of the St. Gabriel the Archangel, and a beautiful building it is, newly renovated. And we'd like to bring some information to you. Obviously, we can't have a Memorial Day parade. Obviously, we can't have an observance attended by several hundred people here at Highland Cemetery. So we've tried to maintain as many traditional elements in the program we've put together for you, featuring prayer, music, and speeches from our officials. This program will air on the 25th at 10 in the morning, and you can watch it, of course, on Norwood Community Media, your home for all things Norwood. I'd also like to point out there's still an awful lot of information being brought to us by the Veterans Administration and from the Commonwealth of Massachusetts. You can get all the information you need relative to VA healthcare and claims work, and from the state programs, particularly Chapter 115 benefits, on our Norwood, Mass website. If you go to the Veterans Department, you can click on links that provide the latest information. It's updated frequently, so we encourage you to do that if you have questions. As always, we are available 781-762-1240, extension 208, and we will return your call. For now, stay safe, everyone be healthy, and enjoy the Memorial Day program. Thank you.
Welcome back. Monday night, the Sustainability Commission met and discussed a number of topics, including updated reports from each of their subcommittees. The topics covered were education and outreach, solid waste, energy, public health, and resiliency. To end the meeting, the Commission discussed the impact that the current pandemic has had on the members. The next meeting for the Sustainability Commission will be June 15th. The Library Board of Trustees met Tuesday night for the first time since January. The board covered a number of items on their agenda, including how the pandemic is impacting the library. Charlotte Kennelly, Library Director, explains how they are still able to produce content for the library community.
I hope you all had a chance to read the department reports and saw all the activities that the staff have been involved in getting in offering programming to our residents. We've been working really hard at that. The volunteer appreciation tea and the literary luncheon have both been canceled. Wanted to let you know that.
During Old Business, the board covered the Macmillan Publishers embargo and boycott and also discussed library fines. The next Board of Library Trustees meeting will be on June 9th. Wednesday night, the school committee met and began their meeting with an appearance from the public schools dining services team. Eli Norris, Kelsey Massis, and Erin Long updated the committee on everything the dining services team had done during this school year. After highlighting all their great programs during the school year, Director of Dining Services Eli Norris explained what his team has been doing during the current pandemic.
But once it was official, we sprang into action. School was canceled on a Friday. We were up and running with the meal service on Monday. Keeping in mind that in the very early stages of the closure, there was a lot of unknowns around the regulations and which waivers were in place, or if it would be approved by the USDA. But we were immediately able to open up 2 meal sites, both the Balch and the Callahan School. And that was solely based on our successful implementation last summer of our summer meals program. This got our foot in the door. And then the following week, we kicked that door wide open. We continue to work closely with the Mass Department of Education to further open the program, and we opened up 3 additional sites. So we were able to provide meals at all 5 of our community elementary schools. The staff care about the community, and they've really gone above and beyond, and they've been on the front lines since day one. And I can't thank them enough for everything that they've been able to accomplish. It's been fantastic. So when we started this service, we launched at the 2 sites, and we served 60 meals, 60 lunches and 60 breakfasts across 2 sites on the first day. Now that we're a couple months in, we're averaging just under 3,000 meals per day for each day of service. So it's the need has certainly grown. We were increasing slowly, and then it really spiked up, and now we've kind of leveled out with the number of meals, breakfasts and lunches that we're doing daily. But that gives you a snapshot of where we are. 72,000 meals served as of Friday. As of today, we're around 77,000 meals.
Later in the meeting, the committee discussed the budget and voted to pay the extended day staff throughout the remainder of the school year. The next school committee meeting will be May 27th. Thursday afternoon, the Finance Commission gathered virtually. Town meeting has been moved to early June, and the Commission is making the final budget book preparations ahead of that date. After some initial discussion on COVID-19 budget spending, the Commission discussed the proposed FY21 budget for this upcoming town meeting. The board ultimately voted to approve the FY21 budget with a few separate requests suggested by Alan Slater.
I recommend that we approve the FY21 budget with the provision that both the general government and the school department provide us with a list of discretionary items.
So does that make it a contingent vote? Because what if that takes 6 weeks to come up with? We need to.
No, it's not.
I think
We can get it.
I'm not looking for the dollars today. I'm just saying by July 1, we want to have a list of discretionary items.
A separate motion was made and approved to have these discretionary items presented 2 weeks prior to the town meeting. The Finance Commission will meet again on Monday, May 18th with the school committee. NCM also covered a number of pre-bid meetings this week. Pre-bid meetings are informational sessions for contractors that are interested in bidding on projects around town. To find those meetings and complete government coverage, tune into the NCM Government channel or watch it on demand at norwoodcommunitymedia.org. Now we're going to toss it over to Brian Dunn with sports.
Hello everyone and welcome into the sports update for this week. My name is Brian Dunn and the good news is golf is back. Governor Baker announced late last week that golf courses are allowed to reopen following strict social distancing guidelines. For more on what that means and what you need to prepare for, we caught up with Norwood Country Club golf pro, John Resnick.
Hi, John Resnick here at Norwood Country Club. I'm the golf pro, updating you guys on some changes that have come into place since the coronavirus epidemic. We are open right now. It's walking only unless you have a letter and some sort of disability or injury that you have to present to us if you want to take a cart. It's a single rider use cart that is disinfected before and after every use, along with the pull carts also being disinfected before and after every use. We're practicing social distancing, so everybody out on the course is staying at least 6 feet away from each other. We also are requiring people when they are in the area of the pro shop in the parking lot, they have to wear face coverings or protective masks. But we are open and very busy and doing online tee times. So you can go and pay and book online. So it makes it very simple for the check-in process. We also have a staging area where we have a starter who will go over some basic rules that you have to follow, and these are mandatory rules to keep safe. So you get all your instructions when you check in, then you are socially distanced by our staff and told when you can move forward to get to our first tee. We're sending groups off of no more than 4, as the state has required, but are accepting tee times online at Golf Now and on our Sterling Golf website, which you can go to at sterlinggolf.com. We also have an interesting device where we have no touch pins. So we can't touch pins, we can't touch trap rakes. There unfortunately are no water coolers out there. The benches are flipped upside down because we can't touch them. But we're being very safe here and following all the guidelines set by the state.
I, for one, cannot be more excited that golf is back, so everyone have a fun and safe time out on the course. And in MIAA news, certain committees met earlier this week to discuss the outlook of what divisions will look like for the new winter 2021-2022 statewide tournament format. It was recommended to the TMC that both boys and girls basketball will get 5 divisions, boys hockey will get 4 divisions, and girls hockey will have 2. Again, these updates are ongoing and the MIAA meets on a very regular basis, so NCM will be following the story as it progresses. And that's going to do it for me this week. A reminder, as part of our NCM Sports Classic series, NCM is airing the 2015 baseball tournament game versus Mansfield. We can watch that on the community channel Saturday at 7 p.m. or on demand. Stay tuned after this break for more Norwood news.
Hi everybody, this is George Usovich, and I'm speaking to you in my role as president of the Norwood Scholarship Foundation. Each year in the month of May, the foundation has an awards night where we present scholarships to Norwood residents who have excelled in academics, the arts, athletics, as well as extracurricular activities. This year, due to the COVID-19 virus situation and the restraints that we have, we will not have the celebration at the Elks Hall in Norwood as we usually do. But we have a very unique program that we've set up for Wednesday night, May 20th, 7 o'clock p.m. on NCMTV, right here. Tim McDonough, Vice President, and I will be announcing the award winners for the 2020 school year. It's going to be an interesting experience, and we hope we put a little bit of joy in the life of those seniors who are unable to be with us at the Elks Hall. But we will applaud them all that night, and we hope that you tune in and applaud them as well. Again, Wednesday night, May 20th, 7 p.m., right here on NCMTV.
Welcome back. Earlier this week, the Rec Department announced on their Facebook page that Travis Farley and Katie Seastead were sworn into new positions for the Massachusetts Recreation and Parks Association. We caught up with Travis and Katie to learn more.
Yeah, so it is a elected board, or I should say elected position with the Mass Rec and Park Association. It's a vice president role. It's a 4-year commitment. So you're vice president this year, you'll be president-elect next year. The following year, you will be the president of the Mass Rec and Park Association, and then you'll be a kind of a past president. The main role of the elected position is just to kind of plan and coordinate our state conference, keep up with any legislation changes, stuff like that, give guidance to other park and rec professionals. It really is a unique opportunity. I threw my name in the hat, my name in the pile. And just to see what would happen, I talked to a few people that have been past presidents, and it was really a unique experience. I'm kind of just very fortunate they nominated me.
Norwood falls under the Metro West area for recreation, so I have just been sworn in as the co-chair for the Metro West chapter for the Massachusetts Recreation Park and Association. So myself and Julie Harrington from Medway will be the co-chairs for the Metro West, so we kind of just make sure everything is running smoothly, and then if problems come up and or concerns, we bring it to the state level, like working with our president, vice president, who is Travis Farley, and come up and talk to them about our comments, questions, and concerns.
Just looking to represent Norwood in the best of our abilities, and we're always looking. We feel like being involved in this agency will help us provide Norwood with more great programming and keep up with a lot of current trends, and it'll help us with other projects and other ideas that we hope we can bring to Norwood in the future.
Congrats to both of you on your leadership roles. The police department announced this week that they are releasing a new commemorative patch that honors all medical professionals. Chief Brooks explains.
And I'm happy today to announce the release of our commemorative patch in honor of our medical professionals. The patch was made by the Emblem Authority for us. They will be for sale at our police department. You can come to the records division during the day or off hours at dispatch. You can also check us out on Facebook, and we can mail you one. You can pay for it over PayPal. The idea is that we will sell these patches. They go for $5 a piece. And with the little money left over, we can provide free patches to some of the medical professionals who have been such a help to us during the COVID crisis. So if you're interested, stop by or check us out on Facebook, and we'll get one to you, $5 a piece. Thanks.
Many communities around the state and country are coming together to honor the high school seniors that are missing out on so many great traditions. Here in Norwood, residents and businesses have been chipping in to make sure this is still a special time for these kids. Sky Spa has announced to sponsor a senior program where residents can purchase a home pedicure kit for the members of the graduating class. Owner Swan Thang explains more.
The idea was to give back to the senior. We do it for Norwood Town and the Walpole Town. We just want to give an opportunity to the community to participate with us in the sponsor of senior. The community can go to our online page, and there is direct instruction how they can purchase our kits, and then automatically we donate the kit to the seniors after they purchase. under either Norwood or Walpole. I would love to thank you to the community. We have such a strong community for Norwood and Walpole, and I think it's an amazing idea that we can give back to all the seniors in this difficult time. And I just think it's wonderful. Everybody's been participating really well.
If you are interested in purchasing a kit for a senior, you will have until May 22nd. Well, that's all for Norwood News. To stay up to date with Norwood Community Media, follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. As always, thank you so much for watching. Have a great weekend.